Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivex English, the channel where we explore ideas, stories, and solutions to make our world a better place. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a topic that concerns every single person on this planet: pollution on Earth. It's affecting our health, our environment, and our future. We're not just going to scratch the surface, we're going to dissect the problem and illuminate the path forward. So, grab your headphones, settle in, and let's explore how we got here, what's happening now, the specific mechanisms of environmental harm, and what concrete, impactful actions we can actually take about it. Let's bring in our amazing co-host.
Hello, everyone. This is Lena, and I'm so excited for today's discussion. Pollution is everywhere, yes, but its complexity is often underestimated. Understanding the nuances of industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and the sheer volume of everyday consumer waste is the crucial first step toward initiating lasting global change. This isn't just an environmental topic, it's an economic, social, and public health crisis rolled into one. Let's get started.
So, before we dive deep, let's break down what pollution actually is, moving beyond the simple visible definition. When we say pollution, we aren't just talking about garbage lying around or smoke coming out of chimneys. Pollution simply means that harmful, foreign, or excessive substances enter our natural environment, whether it's air, water, or land, at a rate faster than the environment can absorb, neutralize, or recycle them. These substances, known as pollutants, can range from obvious solid waste like discarded plastics and construction debris to microscopic or molecular threats like heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, excess nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, and greenhouse gases. They can come from massive industrial operations, transportation, poorly managed waste facilities, synthetic chemicals used in agriculture, and even the simple collective effect of billions of individual consumption choices. In essence, pollution is the undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of the environment that impacts all life forms.
Exactly. And the scary part is, a lot of pollution isn't always immediately visible or easily contained. Sure, we see towering plumes of factory smoke and massive landfills, but so much pollution happens silently and insidiously. Chemicals seep into soil from industrial dumping sites and non-biodegradable pesticides, poisoning groundwater aquifers that may take thousands of years to naturally cleanse. Microplastics, fragments less than 5 millimeters long, float ubiquitously in the oceans, in our rivers, in our tap water, and even in the air we breathe, entering the human food chain at an alarming rate. Invisible gases such as ground-level ozone, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides fill the air, contributing to smog and acid rain. All of these pollutants are overwhelmingly byproducts of human activities and our modern consumer-driven economy, from driving cars and shipping goods globally to manufacturing electronics and clothing and throwing away single-use items. It all adds up to a toxic load on the planet.
And critically, Earth has a finite capacity for absorption and a fragile natural balance, its own way of cleaning itself through natural cycles. Forests act as carbon sinks, wetlands filter water, and microbial activity in soil breaks down organic waste. But when pollution becomes too much, too fast, that balance breaks. Once it breaks, we start seeing catastrophic consequences, from massive fish kills in rivers to the global phenomenon of rising sea levels and extreme weather events. The environment stops cleaning itself and starts breaking down.
Let's talk about the different types of pollution, starting with the one affecting the largest number of people globally: air pollution. Most people associate this with visible smog over big cities, but air pollution is made up of a complex mix of gases and particles. The most dangerous particles, like PM 2.5 and PM 10, are so tiny they can lodge deep into the lungs and even enter the bloodstream. Harmful gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and volatile organic compounds not only irritate the lungs, but also react in sunlight to create ground level ozone, which is one of the biggest triggers of respiratory irritation.
And these pollutants don't just vanish with time, they travel. Wind pushes them across regions and continents. They settle in lungs, in soil, and in water bodies. The health consequences are severe. Air pollution is now considered a leading factor behind rising global rates of asthma, COPD, lung cancer, and even heart attacks and strokes. The WHO estimates millions of premature deaths annually due to air pollution alone. Many cities have air quality so poor that people are advised not to spend extended periods outside. It's a silent, invisible killer.
Next is water pollution, possibly the most catastrophic because water is essential for all life. Pollutants enter water bodies from industrial effluents, untreated sewage, oil spills, agricultural chemicals, and plastic waste. One of the worst phenomena caused by agricultural runoff is eutrophication, when excess nutrients and water cause algal blooms that consume oxygen and create dead zones where no fish can survive. And then there's plastic pollution. An estimated 8 to 12 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. Imagine a garbage truck of plastic being dumped into the ocean every minute. It's overwhelming.
And marine life pays a heavy price. Fish consume microplastics that eventually end up on our plates. Turtles eat plastic bags, mistaking them for jellyfish. Birds and marine mammals get entangled in discarded fishing nets, leading to strangulation or starvation. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are dying due to chemical pollution, ocean acidification, and rising temperatures. Water pollution disrupts the very heart of planetary diversity.
Soil pollution is another huge issue, though it's less visible. Industrial waste, pesticides, fertilizers, and improper disposal of solid waste contaminate soil. These pollutants can stay in the ground for decades or centuries. They can seep into groundwater and contaminate it. They also reduce soil fertility by killing beneficial microbes. The crops grown in contaminated soil absorb heavy metals and chemicals. Eating such food over time leads to hormonal imbalances, developmental problems in children, organ damage, and increased cancer risk.
And we cannot forget noise and light pollution. Constant traffic noise, machinery, construction work, airplanes all create chronic noise exposure that leads to stress, sleep disruption, anxiety, and even cardiovascular problems. Light pollution interferes with the natural sleep cycles of humans and animals and disorients birds and sea turtles. It's pollution that we often underestimate, but that has real consequences.
Now, let's talk about how pollution directly affects human health. Air pollution contributes to chronic respiratory diseases, heart problems, and even cognitive issues. Water pollution spreads diseases like cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and hepatitis. In places without clean drinking water, people have no choice but to consume contaminated water. Soil pollution affects the food we eat. Plants grown in contaminated soil absorb heavy metals and chemicals. Eating such food over time leads to hormonal imbalances, developmental problems in children, organ damage, and increased cancer risk.
This means pollution isn't just an environmental problem, it's a public health emergency. It directly affects lifespan and overall well-being. People may not always see pollution, but their bodies feel the consequences.
Now, let's talk about wildlife. Pollution has devastating effects on animals. Turtles eat plastic bags thinking they're jellyfish. Birds feed plastic fragments to their chicks. Dolphins and whales wash up on shores with stomachs full of plastic. Acid rain harms trees and acidifies lakes, killing fish and amphibians. Pesticides kill insects, which then affects the birds and animals that feed on them. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
When pollution harms one species, the impact spreads across the whole food chain. If plankton suffer due to ocean acidification, every creature that depends on them suffers. We're seeing what scientists call the sixth mass extinction, species disappearing at rates far higher than natural background levels. This isn't just sad, it's destabilizing ecosystems humans depend on.
So, who is responsible? The honest answer is everyone. Industries generate massive waste because it's cheaper than sustainable methods. Governments sometimes fail to enforce laws or prioritize economic gains over environmental protection. And everyday people add to the problem through waste, excess consumption, and lack of awareness. But the encouraging part is that if humans created the problem, we can also fix it.
And we already have success stories. The Ganga River in India used to be one of the most polluted rivers in the world. After major cleanup campaigns and stricter laws, many stretches of the river have improved significantly. Fish are returning, water quality is better. It shows change is possible.
Other positive examples include cities investing in electric vehicles, solar and wind energy, and cleaner public transport. Beijing, once one of the most polluted cities on Earth, has seen remarkable improvement in air quality due to serious government action. Beaches in countries like the Philippines became cleaner within months after banning single-use plastics. Collective action works.
So, what can we do? Here are 5 powerful ways individuals can help reduce pollution. First, reduce and refuse single-use plastics. Carry reusable bags. Use metal